As you can see here, Rocky a few days ago was #1 in the world. And this isn't like day 1 or day 2. This is 10 days in. Rocky's having another insane season. And believe it or not, yes, he plays Blizz Lalo as well. And we've got some replays of his for you guys today. So if you thought getting Jesus from last season, you know, if you enjoyed that, well, you're going to enjoy today's video. So Rocky coming in here on the first base here, and I want to show you guys in this video 3 different ways to take down box or diamond bases. There's 3 different approaches with the Blizzard. So the first approach we're going to look at is blizzarding the town hall. Obviously, this is the one I know a lot of new players to Blizzard like the most, because you don't want to Lalo the town hall. So obviously we're going to start with this one. Thankfully that rocket balloon does not fall on our super wizards. That was very close. Unfortunately, we're not going to get this monolith down. It just didn't quite work, and he would have really wanted that monolith down. If you get the monolith down, this space is not wrecked. You still need to do a lot of work, but you're in a very strong position. But Builder Hut's healing that monolith up, and we're just going to have to accept the value we got. Now, one crucial thing to note about when you blizzard the town hall, you always want to try and pull the CC. Now, it's not the end of the world if you don't, but imagine if the CC is further in the base, say like here, then when you do your Sui, you're going to be fighting triple Ice Golem or a Hound or a Titan CC in the middle of the base, and that's a lot of HP or a lot of time when it comes to the Ice Golems that your heroes will not be taking down defenses. So generally speaking, only blizzard the town hall if either the value is insane, like you're gonna get a lot of value defenses or defensive heroes, or blizzard it when you can get the town hall and the defensive CC pulled out. Either of those is fine. Now the hero dive's coming in here. The Rage Tower is really powerful on the Multi-Inferno, so we do freeze it not only once but twice, because we want our Queen to clear out as much as possible. She can actually reach the Eagle here. Lalo coming across, and we're going to pop this Warden really early here. Notice how he gets a Lava Hound in this Warden pop. With Blizzard Lalo, you always want to get a Lava Hound in, because look, it's just going to tank forever on the back end of the base. Lalo coming across. Headhunters absolutely destroy that defensive RC. Now, unfortunately, our Warden's following the King and the Headhunters. Not much we can do about that. It does switch back. Not really. Still kind of following the King. But this is all about the RC. So we freeze that Monolith, which is obviously putting in huge work. We'll pop the RC there. RC goes straight for the Monolith, and the Diggy with the RC. Just the best duo you could possibly ask for. And yeah, the RC kind of took over the base here. Keep in mind, right, we did that Sui, so the king actually went around, but the King and Queen were meant to go in like that. And we started our RC down there, and then as soon as your RC gets rid of the air defense that I believe was here, then you can start your Lalo, because you know your Lava Hound's going to go over and tank. So the RC starts all the way at the bottom and takes down literally half of the base. Alright, another box space here. We're going to come for the Town Hall Blizzard once again. I would recommend maybe use an extra Coco Loon or 2, but Rocky is just clearly very confident. He gets the first invis down early because he's trying to get all the giant bombs that could be there down early. Some people put the invis down later, some to when the super wizards come out, some put it down immediately. I think when you're going for the town hall, the earlier the better. When you're doing any other blizzard, then you can get away with it being a bit later on. So yet again, notice this, we get the CC pull and town hall. We don't actually get a whole lot of other value other than clearing a really nice funnel, which obviously we are never going to complain about. Super Wizard actually takes down an Ice Golem, nicely done by it. But yeah, look at this funnel set up. Yet again, because we pull this CC early, it makes the rest of the attack so much easier than if we hadn't pulled it at all. Queen's going to deal with that Ice Golem, and we actually get to hang on to our Poison spell here. Now, I haven't talked about the spell comp. Bring the same spell comp that we saw from Jesus in the sense of only 2 haze spells, but bring 5 freezes. Because obviously at Town Hall 15, there's just so much damage on the base. You don't really need to speed your loons up too much. You just need to keep them alive. Baby Drag did awesome job on the top side. Ice Golem, well, that was clutch timing. It was probably a little too last second, but we'll take it. Now, Rocky brings a king. Rocky brings a giant with this army, because the Ice Golem tanks one part of his Sui, and then we'll use the giant for the other. Some of the time when you're like queen dive in the town hall, you don't need an Ice Golem, but you do need something to help out. That king goes into the core and gets rid of a sweeper. I don't think it can be undersold how critical that is for this attack. Queen will die any second, but have a look at this Lalo pathing. I really want you guys to watch this. Now, the base isn't perfect for it, but a lot of the time it's really hard to path to compartments like this in the core, because if you just spam your loons from up here, they would go like this, wouldn't they? Then they might go out here, or they'll go down here. But the way that Rocky does his Lalo here is really well timed, and I'm very confident that it was deliberate. So look, he's got loons engaging all of these defenses at the same time, and look, he actually... I'm sorry to keep pausing it. He actually hastes the right group of loons. I feel like most of you would haste this group, okay? And why would you haste this group? Because you want to get these loons to this multi as quickly as possible. But if these loons move quickly, it means that they're less likely to go over here, because they're going to move to these defenses here, because they're not taken down yet. But instead, we haste to get these defenses down quicker, so that these loons have a path into the core. I kind of hope that makes sense. You haste the balloons that you need to create the funnel so that your balloons go into the core. And look at this. So many balloons go into the core. We freeze the scatter shot. And now the loons are going to go straight for that monolith. And we know the monolith does not do really well with balloons. The RC goes for the scatter, which is perfect, because the RC also does really well with the scatter, whereas the loons do not. RC on the back end. We freeze. We use that use the poison spell, because we haven't used it yet. And RC ability is still unused, and that is how you triple a base at Town Hall 15. So you've seen it. If you want to Blizzard the Town Hall, as long as you can pull the CC, you've got a pretty good chance of tripling if you follow what Rocky did in those two attacks. So if you don't want to Blizzard the Town Hall, what other options do you have? Well, the main one, this is the one that was extremely common at Town Hall 14, and you still see it done a lot at Town Hall 15, is blizzarding the Eagle comp. If you can get a lot of value on the back end, particularly like on this base, where you don't even have to use a Lava Hound, and you can get the Monolith and the Eagle down. This is a pretty safe blizzard. Now, he actually could have got it into the Monolith, but didn't want that, which is interesting. I mean, I understand why he wasn't aiming for it, but, you know, if the blizzard gets there, why not? But clearly, Rocky is happy with this value, and I mean, look at it. We only used 2 invis spells. Now, we broke my rule of not pulling the CC, which is obviously not desirable, and I think he would have pulled it if he went further, so that's what surprised me as much as anything. But we can absolutely make up for it here. We can absolutely make up for it, because we took down a lot of damage on the back end. What do I mean by damage? Well, think of like... We've got rid of one Expo that was here. We got rid of a Monolith. We got rid of the Eagle. Those are all high damage buildings. Whereas like when we're suing in here, there's like this Expo, but that will, yeah, there is this Expo. This one here probably isn't as relevant when we deal with the CC because it's so far away. And the rest is like splash damage. We obviously got the single Infernos, but they're easy enough to freeze and valuable enough. So honestly, it's not as bad to deal with the CC on this Sui here. Still, I would recommend pull it if you can. But this approach, absolutely worth it. I mean, the Eagle and a Monolith, that's pretty OP value. You're never going to complain about that. Now, we were trying to double wall break to the core there, but unfortunately a giant bomb goes off, takes down our troops there, takes down the double super wall breaker. So King, trying his best to get into the core. I don't know what he's doing, but he does pull both, or at least one poison tower, sorry, so you can't really complain about that. Lalo coming across, the town hall is activated? No, it's not. But it will be any second now when literally one loon dies on it from the NATO. Perfect, you'd much rather pull the NATO, like, before your loons take down the town hall. And look at that haste spell off the town hall. So our loons have not actually taken much damage. And then we got a few back end balloons because you don't want to go all in when it comes down to the town hall. You need a few loons that are full health to help take down those flanking defenses. RC is still kicking and screaming, taking down the base. We freeze for her again. The Diggy's still helping out. And we're still hanging on to our Queen ability. this was not clean. But it's never going to be as clean when you're dealing with the CC in the middle of the attack. You've honestly just got to do your best job. And the most important thing in this attack was we activated this NATO here before the loons took down the town hall. If you can do that, whether it be activating it with your balloons or with your lava hounds / lava pups, doesn't matter. That is critical to success when Laloing the town hall. Diamond base here, I'm aware a diamond base isn't a box base, but a lot of the time they kind of operate in the same way, particularly when it comes to blizzarding the eagle. So I wanted to add this one into the video. So we're going to go for the back end blizzard here, and I believe we do get a CC pull. I guess we'll find out in a second. But look, we're getting so much value here, and the main value, like, we're not killing heroes as much, but the main value is coming from killing a lot of the DPS on the base. Mainly the eagle, obviously, but we got a warden statue down, we got a ground bow down as well, and killed most of a king. So good value for us there. We also activated the rage tower, but I assume it will probably reload by the time that the Sui keeps continuing on. So it's the same as on a box base as well. Think of like a box base, you blizzard the eagle, then you're going to try and Sui into the core of the base, take that down, and Lalo through the town hall. So that's why I wanted to add this, because it kind of operates the same. Unfortunately, the queen deals with 2 heroes here, so we've lost a fair chunk of her HP. Thankfully, the scatter doesn't lock on. That would have just been the what is it? The cherry on top, but not a good cherry. That would be a very, very bad cherry. Scatter should shoot at the queen once, unfortunately. We pop the king. He's not going into the core, but that's okay. He's going to go and set a great funnel for our queen, because she's got to go in and get that multi, and we actually get a wall break for her. It's quite ridiculous. Now we freeze the monolith and the invis tower, and then we're now going to start freezing the invis tower and the town hall. And that ground bow as well. Anything to help our RC out, because the RC is, as you've seen in all the attacks today, the RC is kind of crucial. Yet again, we activate the NATO before the town hall goes down. Admittedly, only barely, but we did do it. Unfortunately, the invis tower goes off, and it's super awkward. But yet again, we did not put all our eggs in one basket, as in we've got plenty of backup loons that we're deploying from sort of 3 o'clock here. And these are the most important loons because they've still got all their health, and we're kind of hoping they tank for our loons in the core, the ones that aren't doing as good on HP. The RC has just done a huge job here. She doesn't have her diggy anymore, but like she's taken out the monolith, the core multi, and she is the biggest asset for your Lalo when you do this style of hit. What do I mean by this style of hit? As in when you blizzard like the back end comp and you Lalo through the town hall, because the RC goes okay through the town hall as long as there's not ground skellies. You need to do anything you can to maximize her. And Rocky is doing it beautifully here. If you're not seeing what he's doing with the RC, go back and watch this. Watch how he's when he froze the town hall and the invis tower here, he also went for the ground bow as well. I'm sure a lot of people will be like, well, I'm doing a Lalo attack. I don't really need to. Yes, you do. So, you've seen blizzarding the town hall. You've seen blizzarding the eagle comp. What if neither of them are appealing to you on a base? Well, you can blizzard what I'm going to call the side. I'm going to call this the side blizzard. You could probably call it just the scatter. So you've got town hall, scatter, eagle blizzards. And I really like this one. Unfortunately, that is a really good giant bomb placement. I don't know why Rocky thought it was worth an invis to get one wizard. Oh no, it gets the CC pull. That was absolutely worth it. I take back what I was saying. But the last one being this scatter blizzard. Now, why is the scatter blizzard so strong? Because it generally sets up a really nice path to no matter where you want. So obviously we've gotten rid of this chunk. He would have wanted probably these 2 buildings down as well. But generally what you see people do is they'll do like just their queen for the town hall, and then like king and RC over here, and then Lalo like that. But on this base, because there's so much damage near the town hall, and this monolith is kind of sitting there scarily, and it would be very hard to get that monolith down, Rocky's actually going to do a Sui here that I haven't really seen done much before. And when I saw this attack, I was so excited. I loved it. It's just a different way to take down boxes. Now, I'm sure it's been done before. I'm not saying Rocky invented it. But I'm not in my memory, and I've watched probably thousands of Blizzard Lalo attacks at this point. I don't remember really this happening. Because look, this queen's going to get the eagle down. She can reach the eagle from this compartment she's in, and that is absolutely nasty. Now we're just starting our Lalo nice and slow on the right hand side because we got to get through these heroes. So not over deploying. We'll freeze the town hall, and look at this, the RC. Oh, the Diggy comes in. So clutch. It's so good. The Diggy absolutely makes this army. And look at this. The haste off the town hall, and the balloons are fine. Our RC is obviously not really going to live as long. She's still doing a great job though. Getting rid of that sweeper is absolutely critical. But that monolith was huge. We absolutely needed her to do that. And look, we've still got plenty of more balloons. I love it. Rocky's always got spare balloons. He's never going all in on his attack. Gotta always hang on to like 5, 6, 7 balloons even, just to take down the back end. And we've still got a lava hound alive, apparently. It's generally not a good thing when the lava hound is the last defense targeting troop you've got up. You don't see that too often, but are you really going to complain if you've tripled the base? Nicely done there from Rocky, showing the side approach where you don't sui into the town hall. So side approach where you sui into the back end. Let's see, I've got one more replay for you guys with the side approach or the scatter approach. Let's see what he suis. Alright, final attack of the video. Now, one thing I am going to add is Rocky's actually got his own YouTube channel. I believe he has like, if I'm not mistaken, he's got like 12 to 15, like 12,000 subs on it. So it is a legit channel. I'm going to link it down in the description below. Please go give him a follow. It'd mean a lot to me. He's a good friend of mine. And he's doing us all a favor by showing his attacks for us today. I can't really thank him enough. Now, if you were watching the Blizzard, you'll know the Blizzard failed. Because we found a double Sam. There was a double Sam neatly hidden. So this side Blizzard, this scatter Blizzard, even though we didn't get the scatter, but the side Blizzard kind of failed. He would have wanted to land the blimp like right here. And I mean, you can get this if you want, this. Like the options are kind of limitless. So we're going to put this down as not a failed Blizzard, but it's not a desirable Blizzard. Now, unfortunately, when you place your queen like this, the Titan can actually do damage to the unicorn some of the time. So you need to be careful of that because the unicorn is a little weak. Not got too many hit points. But this is the Sui I was talking about in the last hit. So you don't have to visualize it anymore. You can see. So because there's just not that much damage around the town hall aside from this king, we can use an ice golem and a headhunter. And that's all we need. There's no point, there's no point sending your king into this town hall here. I'm going to pause this and explain why. If you send your king into this town hall here, how much extra value do you think you get? That's what you have to surmise. Because the queen does not need the king to get the town hall. She's got a clear run at this point. The defensive king's down, the biggest threat to her. It would only be worth sending your king into the town hall if you think you could get this multi down. But I don't think you could. There'll be a bunch of ground skellies around the town hall here. The town hall poison is obviously bad. You've got a ground bow here. You've still got that scatter's probably not in range, but this warden definitely is. I just don't see the king and queen being enough to get the multi, whereas we're going to use the queen. She's just going to get the town hall, and we're okay with that. And watch the value this king gets. I actually couldn't believe it. This king actually gets a fair amount of value. But even if the king didn't hypothetically get the scatter here, he's still setting up a really nice funnel. Now, we used the giant to tank for a few balloons on the left-hand side. I don't know if you saw that, but the giant with the loons cleared out that entire comp, which is really nice for us. Pop the queen ability immediately, and look at this king. King goes and gets the scatter. Absolutely mental. Now, maybe if the queen had the king in the town comp, she could have got the multi. Maybe I was a bit too skeptical. I don't know. It would have been close, but the king getting the scatter is way more valuable than that multi, just from a pathing perspective. Now, look at this again. The entire core of this base is so high damage, and you need, I keep pausing this, but you need the loons to stay in this core, particularly whilst they're invincible in the warden ability. They're not anymore, but whilst they are, you want them to run through the core and deal with as many defenses and red bombs as possible. So the only way you can keep them in there is if you keep sprinkling loons around to clear out these outer defenses, and it makes a really nice path in the core. And look, we just keep freezing. He has 5 freezes with this army. There's just no excuse to not be freezing. We get perfect freezes every time. Multi's not doing much. And the RC will take down that multi-inferno. Well, kind of the balloon death damage did. It looks a little close in the end, and frankly, it was a little close, but super nice. Considering he failed the blizzard as well, keep that in mind. This was a failed or an undesirable blizzard. It did not go to plan, and he still triples the base. And that, right there, is why Rocky was #1 in the world. Now, I believe he's currently #6 in the world at reset today, so he's still right up there. I'm not clickbaiting you with #1. He genuinely was #1 for a day or two. Still #6, having an insane season, so make sure to watch his progress. Let's see if he can get a single-digit finish. But that's it from me. If you did enjoy the Blizzard Lalo content, we've got so much Blizzard Lalo content on this channel. I think... Ooh, which of all the awesome Blizz Lalo videos should I shout out? I think I'm going to put the Jesus one there. I think when we release this one, there'll just be one Jesus video out, but we've got a second one coming soon, so make sure you are ready for that. But that's it from me. I hope you guys enjoyed the content. If you did, like, comment, and subscribe, and hopefully I'll see you soon.